Hi guys and welcome back. I am with Nelson Sakaria. How are you, Nelson?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. So you're a personal trainer.
Yes, I would like to believe I am,
So can you also show us your muscles?
No, there isn't much to show, but
There's enough to show. Okay, Nelson,
yeah.
let's get to the point. So, why did you become a fitness instructor?
Oh,
To get the
well,
girls? No.
At some point, I started working out to get slightly bigger arms for the girls.
Okay.
And then somehow it never really goes according to plan, hey?
Yeah.
It was more guys like, yo, man, you look good.
So not the girls. Like,
Not
can
the
I
girls.
touch your muscles? Oh my God.
Like, what do you do, man? You know? But eventually, I started spending so much time in the gym. Instead of on campus. I loved it became sort of my sanctuary, you know. I started helping people, and the fulfillment I got was incredible, you know. And eventually I saw myself pursuing it as a career, and well, here I am 4 years later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been in the industry for 4 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said you studied first, or what did you study?
Yeah. So basically, I studied sort of exercise science, but majoring in personal training with ETA College. So I went into my studies sort of after I was in the industry for maybe slightly over a year, just to obviously broaden my knowledge and see the depth of what it is exactly that I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, well, man, I love it. The hours are long, the nights are short, the days are long, but I love it, man.
So how many clients do you have in like a day?
Yeah, on a daily basis, depending on what type of day it is as well. But at most, I'll probably have about 25 clients on that one day throughout the day. But in totality, yes, the clientele is quite big. I think somewhere in the 40s. Yeah.
Are you stationed at one gym, or
Yeah.
how does that work?
So basically, I am stationed at one gym. I work from the HPC in VRS. That's where I do most of my sessions. There's a few mobile sessions here and there with some home sessions. I try not to really go into that because it's just too much logistics for me. Yeah.
Okay, now that's interesting. And do you think it's a lucrative career in Namibia?
Well,
I mean, with 20 clients per day, that seems pretty lucrative to me.
it is, but you see, the thing is, it's one of those things that can be very, very lucrative, believe me. But at the same time, you need to be willing to put in crazy hours, and you need eventually people start trusting you. Keep delivering a good service, be good to people. I always tell guys that ask me, yo man, how do you do it? And I tell them, man, I don't really care how good you are at this thing, but the most important thing is to possess like a good people skills, because that's what keeps people coming back to you and bringing more people to you. So you see, if you become my client and you become satisfied with the service that I gave you, I'm going to cater to the rest of your circle. So that's basically how you grow, you understand? So I say statistically, I like to put it, out of 10, 3 guys can make it big. I like to think myself as top 3.
Absolutely. Just think of it that way and it will become that way.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that when you train someone and that you'll probably start training these friends as well.
Yeah.
So how important is word to mouth and, having that trust with your one client and providing exceptional services?
Yo, it's actually great that you mentioned that, because that's one of the core beliefs that I actually have. I am a firm believer in word to mouth reputation. I mean, in as much as sometimes I sit crazy hours just put into marketing, social media, just putting content out there as well. But that word to mouth is the strongest because people feel a certain trust if they were referred to you by a close a relative, a friend, a girlfriend, etc. You know, so it's quite big for me, and I don't really take it for granted. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's awesome. And then, is there enough infrastructure in Namibia to maintain this growing industry? Because I know a lot of people are getting into it now.
Yeah, you see, and I take it a little bit deeper, putting into aspect like the whole sport sort of exercise sort of aligns with sport, and my answer to you would be no, because young guys like me that are on the come up pursuing personal training as a career, you typically have to make it for yourself. You have to forge it. You have to fight through so many obstacles, and we simply do not have enough of that infrastructure. It's the same thing with how we have athletes, so many athletes that are doing so good, but we have stadiums that are not up to standard for international recognition and so forth. Yeah, so, but there is enough for those that are willing to do the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is enough of those. Okay. But I mean, home workouts are not that bad as well, eh?
I tried it. I did it, man. You know, it's not the same thing. Do you understand? Because the thing with exercise is it's a thing of progression, and you can only do so much in the house until you need a little bit more. So you see, it's easy in a gym setting, because all we do is we just add an extra 5 kg to the squat, and then again you get that same stimulation. Yeah, so in the house you need to find creative ways. Ah man, it's too much.
It's too much for you.
Yeah,
Just give me weights and add more.
Just add a little bit more, you know. Yeah.
Okay, and how do you draw up your exercise plans? How do you decide this is what you should do? Do it.
Okay, so basically it happens like this. So can I use an example?
Yes, definitely.
All right, great. So you reached out to me, and I set a consultation day with you. So basically, I like to use this opportunity to get to know you, talk you through the rate and so forth. And then what I typically do is we talk through your goals. I like to know things like your history in terms of injuries, illnesses that sort of can be made worse through exercise. And then what we do then is we do some measurements depending on what the goal is, around your arms, chest, waist, thighs, etc. And then after that, what we do is we do some physical evaluations to test how strong you are, how fast you are, your endurance, your flexibility, your mobility. But then the type of test will typically depend on what it is that you're trying out. Yeah, and then you see from there, I know who I'm working with. So it's easy for me to then go back and say, okay, let me program it this way. And that's really just what smart programming is about, knowing the client. You know, it's not a one shoe fits all kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question.
No, it definitely does.
Yeah.
I know that we as ladies, like sometimes we just like, no, I don't want to start lifting weights because I don't want to be bulky and look like a man. So, can you perhaps just tell us that do you necessarily get bulky or what, but still outlining the importance of lifting weights and...
Okay, so you see, the thing is, and I get it a lot. Sometimes I'll be in a consultation with a lady, and then she'll tell me, I just want a nice tummy and lower body, the usual stuff, and then I would go in and say, okay, so you want to build lean muscle? Then they go like, no, I don't want to be like a man. So you see, the thing is, we have to take it back to our biological setup and hormonal systems. Okay, so your hormones do not allow you to get as big as me. Yes, I know there's a few exceptions of ladies that are in performance sports, but the amount of hours that they put in, the way they eat, and the performance enhancement drugs that they take allow them to get to those heights. Yeah, so it is pretty important. It is pretty important for ladies to also lift weights. You do not get bulky, but it helps with the process of just burning fat and creating that toned look that you want.
That
exactly.
Wants,
exactly.
Okay, cool. And what's the importance of supplements? Letting your body recover. How do you get your body to recover after a hectic training session?
Okay, so the talk of supplements, there's actually a few people that don't know the difference between supplements and the banned substances, which is steroids. Okay, yes. So huge difference. Okay, but supplements basically they help improve they help speed up your recovery and give your muscles the necessary nutrients to grow at the rate that you would want them to grow. So sometimes it's more convenient to just have a protein shake, quickly drink it, especially if you live on the go. You're constantly moving. You don't really have the time to eat all your meals throughout the day. Yes. So unless you're really to build the type of muscle that you want, depending on who you are again, the amount of food you'll have to eat will be mountains of, say, tuna, chicken breast, which is in no way healthy, whereas you can have a big quantity in a small shake, go 5 minutes, you're done. Yeah, so that's really the convenience that they give you.
Yeah, so
but they in no way or shape or form do they replace actual meals. Yeah.
So I've been following The Rock, and he eats like hectic food constantly. I mean, that takes a lot to maintain that guy's muscle mass.
Exactly, and looking at guys like The Rock, he gets paid to look like that.
Oh,
you understand? Yeah. So his motivation and discipline is that body is millions, it's a few billions of millions.
I mean, it's probably insured for a few billions.
Exactly. Do you understand? So again, he's a very big guy. So his daily intake needs to be pretty high, and he's pretty active, eh? Yeah. So that's just what it is.
Constantly pumping those weights.
Yeah, in Iron Paradise. He actually has this really cool gym. He has, for a millionaire, or I don't know if he's a billionaire, there is no air conditioning in his gym.
Okay.
So it's pretty hot.
Is that healthy though?
And no, what he does is he says he doesn't want to get comfortable. There are no mirrors, none of that. So he goes in there and it's just work.
Just focus.
Yeah, it's just work. It's just work.
Well, that's a cool way of doing it. And how do you stay up to date with all that's happening, all the new stuff that's popping up?
Okay, so basically, yeah. So basically, through reading, researching, the ACSM, the American College of Exercise, is constantly putting out new material. These few websites, purchasing some books, and also really furthering studies and things of that nature. So it's especially now, it's really an industry that is fast growing, and it's constantly evolving as well. So you don't want to be that guy that gets left behind.
So you constantly have to know what's coming. So if the client tells you this and you're like, no, it's actually this, not that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to know your stuff. Most importantly, it's a lot of knowing the human body, the human anatomy, the physiology, the movement, the biomechanics. I mean, sometimes you get a lot of pretty smart clients, and they will question you on these things. One day I sat with a doctor, and it was a normal consultation, and there were so many questions flying, and I'm like, I'm okay, let's go. I like this, and fast forward, it's like, no, I'm a doctor. I just wanted to know I'm actually trading with the right person. And
then he was like,
yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's now I punish him on the gym floor.
Yes, do it. Thank you so much, Nelson. It was so interesting talking to you. So now we will continue looking at the physique, and now we're going to move into the beauty of a person. Next up is a makeup artist. Thank you so much, Nelson. Are you going to stay for the makeup artist interview?
Well,
and you can do your girlfriend's makeup.
I might just consider that.
Okay, cool. All right, then. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. Okay. It actually went better than I expected, eh?
Show people, that's what we do.
There we go, thank you.
Just a mistake, guys. It's actually a lawyer, not a makeup artist. So if you have any issues...
Are we still live?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Thanks,
awesome.
Okay.